All right, Tulsi Kratz, Bernie Kratz, free radicals, Green Party people, the libertarians that are there. I don't know, probably not too many libertarians, but maybe a few. And just people that don't identify. They're non-identifying. Reminds me of a real politically correct issue right now, so I won't even go there. Hello, I'm Dave, and I am the radical independent. Along with you, I'm also apparently an unusual American. Got my t-shirt on the way. Before we get into this little segment from Rising with Crystal and Cigar. By the way, I like these guys a lot. Or is it Sager? Cigar? I don't want to call the guy a cigar if he's not a cigar. Because that's just his name. I think, I don't know. In any event, yesterday I did a video, and the video was monetized all day long. It was monetized and was doing fairly well. And for me anyway, you know, if you've got about, what do I have, about 6,600 or so subscribers, and you got half people subscribed watching the video, that's not bad. That's pretty decent. You know, I don't have 100,000 subscribers, so I'm not going to get out of the box 10, 20,000. That would be nice. Maybe in a year or two's time, when we see what the political establishment is probably going to do next to prevent us unusual Americans from, getting any of these issues done. So last night, overnight, the video went into demonetization status. And anyone who does this for a living knows that that can't be the algorithm doing that. The algorithm will search out words and things right as the video gets uploaded. It does the automatic scan, and then at times it's wrong. It's been wrong a few times with me where it said I violated community guidelines, and I've never done a video that's ever violated community guidelines. Not one time. So it's just bizarre that the video would be up all day and then go into demonetization status. I posted, prior to this video, you will see a post on YouTube because they allow you to do that. Again, a screenshot of the video going into demon, and it's an appropriate word, demon or demon. And it also has, my PayPal address if you want to do a one-time PayPal donation. It also has my Patreon account, which I share with the other music channel that I do here on YouTube. Now, and so just to wrap that thought up, there's clearly something going on. Whether you want to call it a conspiracy, whatever you want to, I'm so tired that you can't say the word conspiracy, all right? Because then you're deemed as a kook, because you're supposed to just walk in lockstep. That's why we're all unusual Americans at this point, because we question the entire narrative, everything. Question more. Sounds like a news channel that I watch from time to time. All right, so, Crystal and Sager are on Rising, and they're talking about who did what at the debates, and I gotta tell you, this was annoyingly disappointing.
Elizabeth Warren did pretty well. Bernie Sanders, I think, probably had the best night of all the major top-tier candidates.
Yeah.
Andrew Yang as well. Everybody else in the second tier did not do well. And the one we were all, I think, at least I personally was really hoping for, Tulsi Gabbard, she had probably her weakest performance.
Definitely her weakest debate. So,
okay, so definitely they've agreed they didn't take anything into consideration, like CNN going to a commercial break. All right, and I addressed that in both on Twitter and in the video. They didn't really address how much time she got compared to the other candidates. When you look at how long Elizabeth Warren was speaking, my wife was like, nobody's going to vote for this woman. See, my wife isn't political. She's apolitical. She's listening, and she's going, this woman is whiny. She talks too much. She's wonky. She may be saying things that people need to hear or want to hear, but if this is your candidate, if this is your nominee, you're going to have some high hurdles to jump over as far as likability goes. I mean, this is Hillary Clinton 2.0. I mean, she may be advocating for every great idea that's out there, but if people don't trust her, if they don't relate to her, I always say if some truck driving guy from Oklahoma, okay, turns this on and says, yeah, no, she doesn't know. You know what I mean? You just know, and it's not a sexist thing because again, who am I supporting? Tulsi Gabbard, right? So it doesn't that doesn't apply. I'm talking about likability, and you're going to have that's going to be a big struggle down the road for her if she gets anywhere near the nomination. I guess we can hope for Bernie because Bernie, according to these guys, had the greatest night of his life, and literally they go on to say that Bernie Sanders had his best night. He got the AOC endorsement, which I'm not a fan of AOC, but I recognize her political clout, and I understand that on some things I think she's good. On other things I think she's very tribal, and I think we've got to be very careful to get all excited about somebody who, again, at times sounds very wet behind the ears when she talks about certain issues. I think, I don't know. I guess it's a positive. It's a net positive for Bernie Sanders. Certainly, there's a group like Justice Democrats who are kind of all sticking together, and they're running candidates all over the country. I wish they would stop talking about impeachment. I wish they'd stop talking about issues that nobody cares about, and I wish they would stop talking about the S word. Just don't say socialist. I know, and I know this is me coming from the right, being educated a long time ago, and understanding that the perception isn't the reality. I get we should have an economy that works more like Denmark, right? But is Denmark truly a socialist country? I mean, these are the things that you have to be able to present to voters and just say, hey, I've got a plan, an FDR-style plan. You'll still be able to have the freedom you had before, except now we're going to take care of people that have been left behind. That's what you need to say. You don't need to drag these words into it to try to, rebrand and re-educate, millions of people who already have a perception about a word. And by the way, you're teeing it up for Trump and his gang. You're just teeing it up. Trump went to a rally once and he said, hey, Bernie Sanders, can I just say he's a commie? And the crowd went bananas. All right? Is that what we want to see? We want to see Trump's base thinking about someone else, saying, you know what, Trump really, hasn't delivered. My life is still kind of the same. Some people at the top are doing better and better, whereas I'm not doing so well. So, I mean, again, you need to pick your battles, pick your battles. And I wish all those candidates well, and I follow them on Twitter, and I feel like I need to help them and promote them. But there are a lot of cringe-worthy moments when they start talking about these divisive wedge issues rather than just stick to, pick 5 things. Medicare for all would be good. College debt forgiveness, loan forgiveness. I would even put loan forgiveness above the free college right now, because if you want to jumpstart the economy and let people, purchase homes and have their credit restored and so forth, that would be a huge boon to the economy. And then you go down the list, corruption. The corruption in our government is out of control. Free speech, which again, there are a number of progressives that do this tribal dance, and they're Kamala Harris, and oh no, we have to ban Trump's Twitter account. Why is that going to affect, why am I going to have a better life because Trump can't tweet? These are the things that will drive me crazy and drive me back to another political movement of some kind, because we need something that can appeal to people that don't normally vote. We need to swing this election. And, these guys kind of doing this to Tulsi in this video, it's really disappointing. They could have said, man, Tulsi really got screwed by CNN, going to that commercial break, or, man, compared to the other candidates, she didn't really get to talk all that much. And, when you're waiting for your turn, you know how you get nervous? You know how you get, hyped up? And you could say, well, Tulsi should have been prepared. She should have been ready. Was she her sharpest? Maybe not. But I don't think it was worthy of saying this. You know what I mean? You could have done this type of reporting and said, look, Tulsi Gabbard was right about the way she was going to get treated at this debate. The coverage of her and the amount of time she got to speak was paltry compared to Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, even Mayor Pete. Okay? And by the way, I think she just absolutely annihilated Mayor Pete. I think that was one of the great moments of the debate. But again, you've got a mainstream media crowd there. It's a CNN debate. I mean, Project Veritas has people in there now talking about how, there's a lot of bias against Bernie Sanders at CNN. I mean, this is the stuff that, I don't know, watching this, I do think that this entire election process has to be revamped. And if we're not at the forefront of starting some kind of independent movement away from this business as usual coronation stuff that we saw in 2016, if we don't move away from that, look, if it means I jump on the Bernie train later on to get Bernie over the top, I will do that. But then, if something happens along the way and it's not Bernie as the nominee and it's not Tulsi as the nominee, then what do we do? This any blue will do crap is going to just be Trump with a nicer personality maybe, or somebody that these tribalists can wake up in the morning and not feel like their head's going to just explode. That's not going to help a lot of people, though. You're going to still have the same problems. You're just going to rearrange the deck chairs on the Titanic and make the boat look all pretty as it sinks. And I just don't see any long-term solutions other than, again, the political back and forth. And this segment here on Rising, to me, is indicative. People that you like and that you trust, and they're kind of, gee, Tulsi Gabbard had, I mean, I hadn't heard anyone say to me online, anywhere else, I haven't read anything that said Tulsi had a lousy night. I wouldn't be surprised to see it in, the Huffington Post or some, fish wrapper like that. But these guys, they're supposed to be better. And I'll be just listening to them a little bit more carefully as time goes on. Throwing Tulsi Gabbard under the bus in this segment, I think, was a poor thing to do, considering all the stuff that was going against her during the debate and prior to the debate, and the fact that she got excluded from a debate that she should have been in, and everybody knows it. So that's my video for today. Again, if you can help me out via Patreon or PayPal, okay, either one of those platforms, I did post prior to this, so you can get over to YouTube, where there's you'll see if you subscribe, you'll get to see the post that I did. Has the screenshot, obviously, of the mysterious demonetization. And if you can help me out, the channel revenue in general has gone down 40% since last month. So, this is what I do. My music channel, I'm pretty much going to have to devote more time to the music channel because that's actually earning some revenue for me. So, thanks again for watching. We'll talk soon.